Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I feel you can have a conversation and keep yourself zoned into it when you have the headphones in.
100%. Like, I'm listening to your voice and it's so loud, but it's
Yeah.
like the only thing I hear. But it's like sick. What? Audio problems? I think that isn't Apple in it.
Yeah, but it's not just that. No, I was saying I have to record it on 2 separate channels
Yeah.
because I tried to do it on one channel and it wasn't picking up. I don't know why.
One channel, what do you mean?
So I'm pretty sure you guys did it as well.
I honestly don't know how to do it. Akil does this. That's when I decided we should buy like a Mac, even for myself. I think, what's the date now? It's June. I think hopefully we can get that end of August, like a Mac.
Oh, okay.
End of August, September.
End of August. That's a bit specific.
End of August, September. Because I was telling you before.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Are they like basically like as for now I've put money either I don't know if you want to put this on the podcast, but I put money into like HL if you want to buy a house, the first house.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Oh, the buy help to buy.
Yeah, help to buy 25% scheme.
Yeah.
So like I had like money saved up, put that 4K into that, and I bought like a little more stocks, like small, and then obviously small, proper uncle. But like when I come to the surgery thing, I wasn't sure I was gonna do it in it.
Okay.
And then now I've just been debating it. It's something that for the rest of my life it'll be sorted. Do you know when you before you think about buying something and you think it's expensive, or like even this Mac, it's expensive, but it's like in the future it'll be minor, like the amount.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know exactly what you mean.
Like,
yeah.
Right now I can go ahead with the surgery and it'd be like 4K for my sinuses. And at the moment I'm like skint, I'm like, all that. But in the future, 10 years time, I wouldn't care about 4K because I know in 10 years time I'll be in a good.
Plus also it's for your health, right? So I don't think you can put a price on
health,
that kind of
100%.
stuff. Like we were talking about counseling, and so I think mine was it? I think it's £30 or £20 an hour.
Yeah,
it works out to that much, right? And it's easy to think, oh shit, that's a lot of money.
Yeah,
because it's like £200 for like 10 sessions. But then again, it's £200. It's not spread. You're just thinking £200 a month.
exactly.
But £200 over like a lifetime of something that's going to benefit you an immense amount.
100%.
It's nothing.
It's minor. You know what it is as well? I think once you, if you have 20 problems that you're worrying about and you want to better your life, it's impossible to start something new because you have to fix the first 20 problems. And I think money should make your life easier. It shouldn't just be a thing to kind of show off to people, oh, I've got money. You should just use money as a tool to make your life easier by eliminating these problems. Once all your problems are gone, then you have time to then think about your next thing. The next thing you want to do
exactly.
in
life. Like I was telling Akil, I started hiring a cleaner for the house.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just once a month, right?
Yeah.
Because I know that I'm not going to be able to do a good job as she does, and she does it in 3 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours, she cleans the whole house.
Yeah.
Just the common areas, but I know for a fact that if I was going to do it, it's going to take me a whole day, and I can't do it half as well as she does.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's fine. It's an investment, and also it's a selling point for people living in the house.
Yeah, exactly. You're preserving your energy into putting that into something better. Do you know what I mean? Most people that are successful, like I heard Gary Vee talking about like how he doesn't do anything. He pays for like everything.
Yeah.
So he walks around just with a phone. Like I'm pretty sure he has food handed to him. I'm pretty sure he has coffee handed to him. Because in his mind, when he wakes up, the only thing he's thinking about is what he needs to do, like priorities. He's not thinking about like cleaning. He's not thinking about making food or laundry.
Yeah.
Do you understand what I mean?
I know what you mean.
He's like putting himself in a position where he wakes up. The only problems he has is what he needs to do only. He hasn't told himself he needs to do 20 different things. By that point, he does 20 different things like cleaning and laundry. Bro, where's he going to have the energy to then think about
but
the important stuff?
But don't you think he's come from a stage where he was doing all those 20
yes,
things.
yes.
So
True.
it is easy to say that, you know,
Yeah.
because I remember he came on Flagrant and he was talking about how this money is a tool to buy your freedom,
Mhm.
which it absolutely is. And he was saying how like, people who are absolutely broke, they'll still have stuff delivered to their house,
Yeah.
even though it might be like a 10-minute
Walk.
walk.
Yeah. That's
Like,
yeah.
like I had a friend. Well, I still have him. Like one of my
Trying to get
friends,
rid of him.
one of my friends, when he was in uni, he lived above a Tesco.
Right.
Right, he'd order stuff online
Yeah.
and make it and get it delivered to his room because he couldn't be asked to walk down.
Jeez, yeah. Nah, I can't live like that. That's not what I'm meaning. Like that's mad. That's not good.
But like people do that. Like
Yeah.
you are completely right. But
I mean, it depends what you're gonna replace that energy for. If you're gonna replace the energy for like because you want to watch Netflix and stuff, like I don't think that's ideal.
no,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
But you, for instance, you said you pay for that cleaner. I mean, you need that time to edit these podcasts. You need the time
Yeah.
to work on your next move. You know, you wanna have that energy to then be in a position where you're in a better position, innit?
Yeah.
So in a way, it's smart to do stuff like that. I've always like told my family we should hire a cleaner and
yeah,
down the time.
yeah. I mean, I would. Yeah, I've never thought of it like that. But
Yeah.
probably, yeah, that's something I would probably think of doing.
How much do you pay for the cleaner? Let's say
It's £10 an hour, 30 £30.
per month.
Yeah,
For once a month you do that.
once a month.
Imagine people pay like if someone pays like I was thinking about this, like a Subway, a foot
Yeah.
long's like £6 in it. There's people that buy a foot long every day, like you know, like in lunchtime.
Yeah,
When you add £6 times 30, that's like 120 quid in it. What? Oh.
180. But
Yeah, 180 quid.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah. So that's a big chunk of money that you're wasting for food, isn't it?
yeah, like yeah, I can't understand people who do that though.
Yeah.
Like, how are you buy? Yeah, I mean, one, it's so unhealthy to do something
Mhm.
like that, and also it's such a drain on your drain on you
Financially, yeah.
financially as well. Like, talk to me about starting a brand. What made you want to do that?
Starting a brand, right? You know what it was? I went to sixth form, and I was studying chemistry, biology, business, science, all that. 4 subjects. And science, sociology, sorry.
Yeah,
And the one that I liked the most was business. So when I went to chemistry and biology, I just couldn't enjoy what I was learning.
okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But when I was in business, just learning, I just felt like, oh, this is quite nice. And I decided right there and then, like, yo, I might as well just do BTech business and just like focus on just business. Do you know what I mean? Because A levels is about 4 subjects, 3 subjects, whatever. And then I decided then just like kind of not go into A levels. While I was in A levels, I decided just like this is gonna be like a.
So what made you want to do? Well, why did you do the subjects then?
I felt like I was doing it to make my parents happy.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah.
Like it was one of them things I feel like if I originally was just like, yeah, I'm just gonna do BTech business. I'm just gonna focus on business and that's it. I don't think my parents were just gonna allow me to do that.
Were they supportive of you when you did decide to quit?
Nah.
They weren't. Oh, okay.
Nah. But it was a thing where like I knew that if I want to do something, I have to make decisions. And by that age, I was also kind of understanding like the only person that's going to give me something is me.
Yeah.
Because I can't always just rely on my family to pay for this, pay for that, and so I think when I decided to do this shift, I knew that anything I do in my life, it's on my shoulders. If I mess up, if I fuck up, it's on me, innit? So when I decided to take that step, I was like, you know, it's gonna be fine. I did it with a friend as well, and so in a way, like it was like pretty fun. And then towards end of business, that's when I decided to go to university to study business. Do you know, to learn more
Yeah.
about it? And then I got it in like 5 unis. I was so excited. Like I remember all your life you're excited to go to university, innit?
Yeah, definitely.
Even when I was in GCSE, the only thing I was proper excited for was university. Like them 4 years, I knew I was gonna have a blast in it.
Do you think, like everyone, like you said, everyone faces that excitement, but do you think it's because everyone knows they're just gonna get absolutely wrecked?
100%. Like because the fact that you have the freedom, you have obviously student loan coming in, and the fact that you know that age, it's just gonna be wild, innit?
I know, I remember getting dropped off at uni like for the first time, right? And after my parents left, I was like, "Oh shit!
Yeah.
Like this is what freedom is."
100%, man, 100%. There was like I remember I used to tell people, I used to even tell myself, like, I didn't want to live life after uni because I always thought it was gonna be horrible. Do you know what I mean? I
Yeah,
was always scared of that. So in my mind, I was like, I'm gonna go to uni and then somehow like vanish. Like that's what I was thinking in my mind because I knew that after you go to uni and then you got to face responsibility, like you know,
yeah.
getting a job and all this. I just wasn't looking forward to that for some reason. I wasn't. I didn't think I was ready for it.
Like, was it a fear?
It was a big fear, bro. It was a big fear. Just to think that I would have my shit together was a big fear. I didn't think I would ever, if I'm honest. I still don't think I have, but um, so I got into unis and then basically this was like February time and I no sorry, before we applied to UCAS,
Yeah.
sorry, it's February time, it's the second year of BTech. February 2017, I decided to like stop drinking, going out, smoking, all that in one go.
What happened?
It was just a reality check. Like I'm hooked to this. Like I'm addicted. Like
Uh,
I was doing it every day. So I would finish college and then go to like a bar and just start drinking.
oh, in college.
Yeah. So and it wasn't even a thing where like I would have one drink and go home. I was like, I would go and just down shots till like 10 o'clock, get the last metro home. And it was so sad. Like it was so sad. Like
Jeez.
I didn't know what was wrong with me, but I just couldn't break the cycle. And then it became a thing where like I was spending all my money. And I was also stressing the fact that knowing I've told myself these goals, like I'm gonna have a business one day. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna get my shit together one day. And I'm living like this, and I just didn't have balance.
Yeah.
And I always feel like I've always had a very addictive personality, and I still
Mm.
do. And so when I was drinking, it wasn't like my brother can have like 2 drinks and go home because he's got that balance, he's got the discipline in it. To me, when I get that little high, I'm like, I want more, I want more.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And then I decided to stop everything because I was getting overwhelmed with pressure that I put on myself. And the things I was doing to other people, my relationships was just falling apart. And when I decided to stop, my life completely changed. My viewpoint of everything changed because 2 months later, that's when we're applying for UCAS. And I'm going to uni in September.
Yeah.
And now I've just stopped partying lifestyle, drinking lifestyle.
Mm.
So I'm like thinking, if I go to uni,
How are you gonna do that?
these 2 months that I've been so sober and I feel amazing, I've been the happiest I've ever been for so long. Would going uni now take that away from me? Because I'll just go back to what I was before.
Yeah.
And I remember having a conversation with one of my parents and thinking, like, I don't think I'm going to go to uni
Oh shit. Okay.
because of that reason.
Just because of that.
Just because of that reason. And also, like, I was also like debating where business is going to help me, whatever.
So, did your parents know that you'd quit drinking, or well, did they know that you drank or drink?
They kind of had a thingy, but I don't think they knew that I was like hooked on it. It was just me that kind of kept it
Okay.
to myself.
Do you think you were addicted at that point?
Yeah, 100%, man. Like 100%. It was, you know, when you have like an addiction that, but it's like everything else in your life is getting affected.
Yeah.
It was like that. Everything in my life was getting fucked. Like I'll wake up and I'll feel like shit, and I'll just drink it off. My relationship would be shit. The way I would talk to my parents would be shit. The way I would communicate with friends would be shit. And I had to just break the cycle and just be selfish and find out I need to just do this thing.
Mad props to you for doing that, and well, realizing it at such an early age.
Yeah, I don't know whether because I went proper head on with it.
That's so impressive.
So I started drinking with my friends around 15,
Okay.
15ish. And it was always a thing where like you want to do something which is bad in it.
Yeah.
Like you always kind of get excited. Yeah, and so like it became a thing where it was so fun at the start. I remember the first time drinking, it was so fun. Do you know?
Yeah.
Like because you see your mates and you're having a laugh, and then it became a thing where the fun stopped. Every time I then got drunk, it was just getting angry, starting fights, getting into fights, just
All right.
all the negative emotions that I had that I was hiding just would come out. And it was so horrible. Like it became every time I went clubbing, I would just want to start a fight. I would just get into a fight. like, I don't know why I had so much anger within me, because I think mainly because I was disappointed in myself.
Did you try channeling that in other avenues?
I couldn't, bro. I just couldn't.
Uh,
I think I tried at one point, but I just couldn't. I realized like my life's a mess. I'm gonna make it more of a mess by
okay.
smoking now, by smoking more cigarettes and do you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
instead of like, and then I remember like even one point before I stopped drinking, that I was in a club, I was like jumping, dancing. No, actually, I was actually high, and I was mellow. Then I started drinking. Then I started jumping around, and I had this vision in my mind like one day I'm gonna get my shit together. Like one day I'll stop all this. So I was in the middle of the club, like drunk, but I had this kind of weird vision that one day I'm gonna stop all of this. Like I just know it. I don't know how, but one day I will. And
Yeah.
it was like the year after when I actually did it. Like I always knew that I had to do it, but do you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
every time I did it, I knew that this is not for me. Like my parents don't drink, my dad don't drink or smoke. So for me, like, why am I doing it? Who am I trying to? Do you know what I mean? And then
Do you think you started doing it to impress your friends and just fit in almost?
I feel like my older brother was doing it, and I think around 15 age, I felt like I wanted to go against my parents for some reason. Do you know when you
Okay.
use like doing something bad to kind of show them
Yeah.
because you've been so nice and you feel like they're like, I don't know.
They don't understand you.
Yeah. And then I kind of was like, I did it in a way to like show them like I can do what I want, kind of thing,
Okay.
being silly. But yeah, man, like it's so mad when I think about it sometimes. But I then decided not to go uni as well
Yeah.
in March time, and then also like I think June we were gonna go Greece to Kavos, and this was the biggest turning point of my life because I knew that so far I've been 3 months sober, and my mate called me. This is like March, April time. My mate called me. We got tickets for Greece, and he's like, "Bro, we're gonna have a mad time in Greece, in it. We're gonna get absolutely fucked and all
Yeah.
this, yeah." And I was like, yeah, trust me, innit? I put the phone down. I'm like, I've been sober for like 3 months now. I feel amazing. Now, would I want to fuck it up by going Greece, innit? And then I remember like staying up all night thinking about this thing. And I realized like, if I go to Greece and if I don't drink for the rest of my life, I can be sober because I can use that excuse in it. So if I have someone says at a party, they're like, bro, why are you not drinking? I can be like, bro, I was in Kavos, I didn't drink. Kavos, the fucking party destination, and I didn't drink. So to me, Kavos, Greece, when we went, was like a task.
It was like a test.
It was literally a test, yeah. All I was thinking of was getting past that and coming back being sober, like not drinking.
Yeah.
And when I did that and I didn't drink when I was in Kavos, that's when I realized like, yo, this is my future. Like I've finally overcome this thing of addiction. Like to me, yeah, man, that's like kind of a little backstory.
That's insane, and especially the fact that you realized it at such an early age as well.
Yeah, I think also like the way it affected my relationships. I think that was such a big push as well. Like I feel like I was just pushing everyone away from me, and then it really
Yeah.
hurt me. It hurt me because I would see my parents upset. I would see my friends upset because there was times where I even like started a fight with my friend when I got drunk, and I was like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, is this actually me? Like,
Yeah.
why am I moving like this? What's the demons that's inside me to want to do this shit? And you know what they say, like when you drink, it's basically like the devil
Yeah.
getting hold of your body. And I actually think it's sometimes true to some people. Like you have something that's, if you drink and you get angry, you have something that's bothering you.
Yeah.
And you have to face it. Like in your life, there's something clearly affecting you that you need to sort.
The demons come out.
The demons come out, yeah. And I had a lot of issues that I should have sorted, but I just resulted in drinking. But yeah, I think I'd say majority of people have balance. I would say like 90% of people that drink have balance. It's the 10% of people that shouldn't drink. There's people in the world that shouldn't drink
Yeah.
because they don't have that. I don't know what it is. The balance, I guess. Like I didn't have balance. I didn't have the notion of knowing like, okay, I have to be smart with it. I have to have 2, maybe 3 maximum. I can't go over it. The discipline,
Yeah.
or like planning ahead. Like tomorrow, I'm going out with my family. I shouldn't drink as much today. I gotta be smart tomorrow. I gotta be on tip top condition, whatever. To me, I didn't give a fuck about tomorrow. I was just like, we're fucking doing it today, and we just fucking do what the fuck we can. Can I swear
Yeah,
and
yeah,
say
yeah.
I'm just gonna like live for tonight, innit?
So it was that live fast, die young mentality.
100%, bro. I didn't want to live past. I didn't want to go. Like I said before, I didn't want to live after I finished uni. Like I wanted to finish uni and then vanish, because I was so afraid of growing up and facing responsibility that I didn't want to even think about that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I know what you mean.
Like when I was 16, when I went to sixth form, and I had a friend, I literally told him this, and he looked at me like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I told him like, "Bro, when uni finishes, I want to die. I want to vanish. I don't want to think about, like being a parent and being a father. I didn't want to think about it, bro. Like
You were having these thoughts at such an early age.
I don't know why. I don't know why. I honestly don't know why. I don't know why.
Do you think you put a certain amount of pressure on yourself
100%.
to be the best that you can?
And I thought I could never get there. I never thought that I could be in a position where I can be like a good father one day, or be a good boyfriend or husband. I never thought that I could be like just a good person. I'd never thought I could do that. I never thought I could have discipline. I never thought I could have a sense of wanting to live and face responsibilities. I didn't think I was like ready for that. I've almost predicted it. Like I manifested it, and then after 16, got to like 18. That's when everything just came crashing down.
Okay, wow.
I think though, when I was 16, saying those things, I manifested it. If you say things like that, your life's gonna get worse, innit?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And I've always been deep. Like from young, I used to say deep stuff. So I wish I never said. I wish I never like thought like that. But
You were reinforcing those negative thoughts that.
yeah, for no reason. Why would a 16-year-old give a like? Why would he think about finishing like what's life like after uni? I'm so young.
Do you think it was just kind of exploring different thought processes and ideas?
Yeah,
and you kind of went down a bit of a rabbit hole?
Basically, I saw people at the time that were like older,
Yeah.
living the way that they do. I just never thought that I could do that. Like when you see like
Okay.
when I was 16, when I saw like a 25-year-old with a kid and family and a house, I was seeing that and going, I don't think I can ever have that.
Yeah. That's a bit mad, you know. Like I'm 25 now, and I'm like, and I see people I went to school with who've got like 2 kids, and
Yeah,
I know it's not my kid, but it gives me anxiety,
yeah,
and I'm just there like, fuck,
crazy.
I can barely look after myself.
Yeah,
How are you managing 2 kids?
yeah, yeah. Someone literally my age as well. They got 2 kids. They had the first kid and they were like 21. It's so weird when you think about it.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is.
I think though everyone has like a destiny in it. Like everyone, like people like that, I feel like they were meant to be having a kid young.
Yeah.
People have different stories in it.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know, you just got to embrace your story and put you as the main character in your mind, because everyone else is going to be winning in their own way. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Are you someone that believes in fate then?
100%, bro. 100%. I also believe I'm big into manifesting what you say as well. Big into that. You've got to be very careful what you say to people, what you say to yourself. All that, man. 100%.
That I truly believe, because like I was saying before, from like counseling and all of that stuff, you have these things. Well, yeah, I'll talk a bit about it. You have these things called core beliefs, which are negative ideas that have been kind of reinforced into you from childhood.
Yeah.
So the thing I was talking about, where I'd feel shit about myself when I don't do shit stuff after work. I'd feel useless, and that's a belief that had been reinforced in me from an early age.
Yeah.
And it's a learned behavior. I think what the biggest takeaway from me has been that if it's a learned behavior, you learned it. You don't grow up, like, you're not born thinking that you're useless. So if you learn it, you can unlearn it.
Facts.
And that's been a big turning point for me, kind of just unlearning all of those like negative thoughts
shit,
and like behaviors that you have. And it's been big for me.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
I
I
can
mean,
see that. I mean, we were having a conversation about you saying we went to Amsterdam,
yeah,
and you were saying that in a social environment you felt a bit like uneasy, even for a short period of time.
yeah,
But right now, I was just saying, you're doing podcasts, you're meeting so many people. How can you go from one extreme to the other extreme?
yeah. I do think about that a lot because, um, I think it's my friends have shaped me
Hmm.
immensely into who I've become as a person now,
Yeah,
and obviously, Jason's from Sunderland, meeting all of you guys,
yeah,
and George's from Stoke, and meeting everyone from Stoke, and like it's been a big journey because I can't even imagine what my life would be like if I hadn't met my friends,
yeah.
and they've 100% like responsible for who I am as a person. Not
That's
in like
beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
not in a
That's really
bad way,
nice.
in a really good way,
Yeah,
you know. And I mean I genuinely can't imagine what my life would be like if that hadn't happened.
yeah. No, 100%. I feel you, man.
Because like growing up, I was a pretty like introverted person. I I'd probably say I didn't have, well, I don't know if I can say I had that many friends. I probably had friends, but I wasn't really tight with many friends.
Hmm.
And I probably understood what it was like to have really close friends after I came to uni,
Yeah,
because you know those friends you can say like you're so tight with, you can
yeah, yeah, yeah.
like you know what I mean?
You cannot see them for like a year, and then you see them, and it's like nothing's
Yeah,
changed.
exactly. Like those friends, and that's when I was like, oh shit, this is what it's like to have people like that in your life.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, that's a big turning point, you know.
You know what? You go through life thinking that you only need you. You know, I can do this.
Yeah,
And realistically, you can't. You need people in your life. Like, you need people in your life. But I was always thinking that no, I'm gonna get through this myself. I'm gonna do this by myself. And it's like what I realized as well. Like when I stopped drinking, I started hanging out with people that didn't drink, and when I was around them, I could just get their energy. Like, do you know what I mean?
yeah,
And
hundred
also
percent.
meeting people that also stopped, because when I was with those people, it gave me more confidence to become the best version of myself that I
Yeah,
thought I could become. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, I know. Yeah, I completely get what you mean.
And
It's that belief where you are the average of the 5 people that you hang out with or something. You heard that before?
100%, yeah, I have.
Yeah,
That is
that
so true, man.
yeah, and
I also think like if you're with, like, let's say you're amongst a group of 10 millionaires and you're the only one that isn't, but you're constantly around them, you know you're gonna get your money up in it.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah, you're gonna pick up their
You're
habits,
gonna
right?
pick up their habits. You're gonna pick up what they're doing, how they're moving, the mannerisms, the way they think. You're gonna morph into that,
Yeah,
and that is like it's everything. Like when you're young, if you have bad friends, you're gonna become like them. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
It's so important who you spend your time with, who you hang around with. Like it changes a lot of your perspective,
yeah,
especially growing up.
yeah. So choose your friends wisely.
Yeah, 100%, man. But then again, like if you fuck up, it's good because it's like a lesson learned as well. Do you know what I mean? I'm glad I went through all the dumb shit I went through because then I know not to do it again.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like I'm very grateful for everything, all the L's, all the flipping mistakes, and all that.
So you wouldn't change anything.
I wouldn't change anything now.
That's mad.
Like I don't think if I changed anything even slightly, I think I would become a different person completely. You know what I mean? I think even if I went uni, I would have. I think I would have changed. Like I don't know. I just feel like I would have.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But like so far in my life, like I'm blessed. Like I'm so blessed because what you talked about unlearning things. It's like I manifested negative things. Now instead of doing that, I now manifest good things. It's the same thing, but I'm just doing it in a positive light where like I want good
Okay.
things now. And
Yeah.
it's like instead of thinking, you know, in the future it's gonna be shit, like I'm not gonna be ready. Now I'm just thinking, like, you know what I mean? I'm gonna have this house, I'm gonna have this car, I'm gonna have this family. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're being very like optimistic about the future, and I think that is like I just never thought I could be in a position. I feel like I tell people this as well. Um, I don't need to have like £1 million in the bank to show people I'm successful. In my mind, I've made it because I know where I started. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you know where you started and where you are right now, and you know you came so far, I'm already successful in my mind. You other people may not understand that. They're not seeing the fucking Lamborghini or the mansion or your successful business or whatever. In my mind, I've got them things. I'm successful because where I was, you know, the starting
Yeah.
point where I was like, it's so mad. If I can go back 5 years and tell me what I'm gonna do, where I'm gonna be, I wouldn't believe me. It's mad. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
would you relate to that as well?
Yeah, I
Like,
relate
you've
to
got
that.
like this mad house, you've got a mad whip outside, you've got a podcast. Do you think 5 years ago you would be where you are right now?
No, couldn't. Yeah, I couldn't think that my life would be what it is now. And I don't resent any of the stuff I've been through either,
Yeah,
because it's made me stronger as a person.
facts.
And also, like, I keep going back to counseling, but if I haven't been through the stuff I've been through, then
Yeah,
I wouldn't have gone to it.
yeah,
And like I was saying before, it's the way I'm seeing it now is it's a tool to learn about myself.
Mhm.
And the more you learn about yourself, the more you become really self-aware of the stuff you do, the things you do, like what you say, everything.
Mhm.
And it really is amazing.
I think life gets easier when you learn about yourself more.
Yeah,
It becomes like you won't be as surprised when things happen. You will know, like, okay, this is my personality, this is how I move, I need to work on this, I need to work on that. Life becomes easier. It's you're more, you know, when you like tell yourself like, listen, you have a problem. It's so important to have that conversation sometimes that what you're doing is fucking wrong.
yeah,
Stop. People live their lives thinking, I'm fucking right. Everything I'm doing is fucking pitch perfect. I don't need to change shit. I'm winning. All this. Sometimes you gotta tell yourself, bro, this ain't working. Like, you need to tell yourself, like, yeah, what's that word I'm looking for? Where you tell yourself like it's wrong.
right. Maybe just self-realization or
Yeah, no, I forgot the word. You confront yourself basically.
okay, yeah,
Do you know what I mean? Kind of, I think that's very important. Telling yourself what the problem is and being honest with yourself. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Being honest with yourself
Do you try and do that
goes
a
a
lot
long
for
way.
yourself now?
I do, you know. I do. If I have a conversation with someone, or I don't know, if I get in a position where I'm upset, what I always do is like, okay, what's making me upset? Why am I getting upset? What can I do to solve the situation? So next time, if it happens, I'll be better off. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean? Um, sorry, what I meant to say was facing who you are.
okay,
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
if you see a reflection, you're facing who you are and not trying to run away from it,
yeah.
facing your problems.
Like I get the air that you are a problem solver. Have you always been like that?
Just for myself,
Yeah,
yeah, I would say I am. I would always like want to make my life better, in even in the smallest of ways. I'll try to make my life better. I think in a way like if there's no progress, if there's no self growth, you're just wasting time. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
I honestly believe you're just wasting time. If you're not trying to bet yourself at least like monthly, even weekly, you're just wasting time in it, and you're
yeah,
just living. You're not even like you're not even doing anything. To me, like every week, I try to do something better than last week, and every month I look back at like I sometimes like take photos of last month and kind of see, okay, what have I done differently this month, and it gives me this happiness knowing, okay, I'm still moving forward. It's okay. I'm still moving forward, kind of thing.
So as opposed to a stage where you're comparing yourself to other people, you only compare yourself to yourself now.
Yeah, I would say that. I would definitely say that. But when I see people that also I want certain things in life in it. So when I see people with those things, I don't like hate. I love. I want to be around people like that.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? And I kind of respect them. I admire them. Not admire them, but I would say like, because I know in the future I'm gonna have these things. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
So like, I don't compare themselves. I don't compare myself to them, but I know that that's gonna be me one day. So I get excited about it. But then also it's a thing where like, do you know when you're younger, you see um like a mansion, right? Or like a dream car, and then you go,
yeah,
wow, imagine having that. When I see a dream car now, I go, what do I have to do to get this? And
yeah,
then it's like, why do I need this? But then you find the solution to getting a car like that. It won't be like, dang, that's a nice car. Imagine having that. It's like, what do I need to do to get that? What other expenses? What would be do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get
It's
you.
literally finding solutions to things that you thought were once impossible to achieve.
Yeah,
And I think that to me is like self-growth in a way. Like, do you know what I mean? You find solutions and you get better. Whatever thing that was bothering you when you were a kid, and you eventually find a solution. Like I was talking to you about my nose thing, and it's just,
yeah.
it's a small thing, but to me it's like, it's getting it out of the way. Do you know what I mean? Like,
So
who
it doesn't
cares?
bother you anymore.
So it won't bother me anymore. So I can worry about the next thing. So I can be better. So I can be a better version of myself, innit? Because like if I die in 6 months, would I give a fuck about paying this kind of money? Like, would I care? I wouldn't care. I would know the last 6 months I would have lived a life where I've sorted this.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So
that's mad, and that's a great way of looking at problems, I guess, isn't
yeah,
it?
like
So
so many people have problems that they don't want to face because they feel like um it's a minor problem, or they'll think that they'll worry about it like next year or 2 years later, or when they get the money they'll do it. And it's like, do you know what I mean?
yeah, and also I think there's a certain almost comfort where certain part where you're just comfortable living in denial
Mm-hmm.
because obviously you faced your problems, and facing that took courage, especially like when you're 15, 16, admitting that you've got a drinking problem or an addiction and confronting that head on.
Yeah,
Not many people would do that. You know what I mean? Like, I can honestly say that most people would say, "Oh, I'm just young. I'm just having fun."
yeah,
But you saw what the problem was and you faced it head on. That's fucking amazing.
yeah. And I was 18 when I stopped everything, which, you know what? When I tell someone that, they go, "That's fucking stupid," because like fucking 18, that's when you kind of start drinking, innit?
Yeah,
But like, what the impact I had in the from 15 to 18, the impact I had on my relationships was so immense, and it hurt me so much when I saw my parents unhappy and stuff, and my friends. It hurt me so much to the point where I was like forced to fucking stop. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it was overwhelming that um like that I was in a position like that. I couldn't have said this is fun, because I would be lying to myself. Like, um like, I was going clubbing like on a Tuesday night, on a Wednesday night, on a Thursday night. Like, what the fuck? What? I had my older brother's ID that I used in it, even when I
oh
was 16, going out clubbing. Imagine a 16-year-old going clubbing and that, man. And like, just saying fuck it to the future. I'm just
yeah,
living for now. I have that mentality now, but I use it in a positive way.
yeah.
But at the time, it was just like, I don't know, man. I've honestly found, I've forgot most of the things that I've done up until it's brought back up. And when we're talking about it, I remember things, and I'm just like, that's crazy. That's crazy, innit? Because I can never see myself doing something similar to that ever. I get my highs now from like climbing mountains, or like skydiving, or just doing bungee jumping. Those are my highs now. And this is going back to having an addictive personality. When you have an addictive personality, once you stop whatever thing that was addicted, you move that into something new.
Yeah.
So you have a new addiction, and you have like new
So
kind of.
do you try and channel it into more positive
Yeah, that's
things
what I
now?
do, because I know that you get a high from doing these things,
Yeah.
same as you get a high when you drink. And instead of doing that, I just do this instead. So it's more longevity kind of
So
thing.
climbing that mountain, talk to me about that. What was that like? Like, what made you want to do it?
That was like one of them things I was like, it was like a fucking moment, bro. It was just like a thing where I was just on the phone, and like I was just talking about like Iceland, going to Iceland. And I just went on Google, searched like world's biggest mountain in Iceland. And then it came up, and then it became a thing where like, yo, this can be done. And then I think the next day, I was looking at guides and stuff. And then it impulsively, I just booked it. And then I didn't think anything of it. I wasn't scared. I wasn't, literally, it was a thing where like, once I'm there, I'll worry about it.
Yeah.
Like, once I start climbing, I'll worry about it. So all throughout like 3 weeks building to that, not once in my mind was that stressing.
Did you do any training for it?
Nah, I did a bit of like I just go gym, do a bit weights. Sometimes I run after. I didn't do no like long distance running or anything.
Yeah.
But however, the days before the mountain, like the day before, I ran like I think it was like 3 miles.
Yeah.
Which I thought was going to be good. And the day before that, I did legs.
Okay.
So I did legs on Thursday. No, at Friday. Yeah, I did legs on Thursday.
What, in Iceland or here?
No, here.
Okay, yeah.
Caught the flight. Friday, ran 3 miles, and Saturday we climbed the mountain.
Did you go by yourself or did you go with friends?
No, I went with a friend.
Okay.
And then it was like 4 of us in total.
Yeah.
So there was 4 of us in total. 1 was the guide.
Okay.
And so basically it was a thing where like once I started climbing in it, like my legs started to be very sore because of previous activities.
Yeah.
But it was a thing where like back then I booked it and then I'm gonna worry about it when I'm there because you find a way in it. So obviously like 5 hours in, like my legs started cramping up like horribly, like cramping up calves, hamstrings, glutes. And then we still have like so many hours left to climb in it. So if you're walking up a mountain and your legs are not working,
yeah,
what the fuck do you do in it? And there's fucking snow everywhere and ice. And then it became a thing where like with anything that you're doing in life, you always find a way if you're in that position. It's like survival mode in it.
Yeah.
And somehow I got to the top by the grace of God. And yeah, I realized after I got back that when you have these daily tasks in life, it's so minuscule compared to like physically being hurt. Like when you physically be hurt, I mean, it takes a toll on your mental. Like when I was climbing up and like constantly just like, I was just putting ice under my pants and it just to fucking calm my muscles down because it was hurting that much.
Really?
It was horrible, bro. Horrible pain.
Was it just sore or?
It was cramping up, so it was like I could feel the muscles like like moving. And
yeah.
Like, it would just cramp up my calf. And then basically it was first my calves in it, then it stopped, then it became my glutes, then it stopped, then it became my hamstrings. It was just horrible pain. But then I also forgot my food in it. And then also like while cramping 5 hours in, I was drinking water. Water is the only thing, water and bananas that stop you from cramping in it. So when I forgot my food, and I'm drinking like my big gallon of water, and if you're going up a hill, like a mountain, you're in a slanted position, like going up.
Yeah.
So I get a cramp. I'm like, fuck. I drop my water, slides down. I look back and I just see the water bottle disappearing away from me. And the way the ropes are built, we're like 10 meters apart from each other.
Okay. Did it hit anyone?
No, I'm at the end.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I can't just stop now, run back because we roped up.
Oh.
Everyone is roped up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I literally was in a position where I was in probably the worst pain of my life because I didn't have food and water. All my mind was thinking about was this fucking shit. Like, I fucking hate this. Plus my pain from my legs. But then it was a thing where, like, once you're there, you fucking find a way. Because if that was, like, a home in the gym, I'm cramping up, I would just go home and you just run away from your problems. You're like,
yeah,
fuck it, I'll just go home instead of finishing the workout. But if you're on a fucking mountain, you can't just go back 5 hours, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to finish this. You started it, you have to finish it, and you gotta walk back. And then, like, I was in my mind thinking, like, it took me 5 hours to get to this point, and we're, like, not even 3/4 there. And I gotta get to the top and walk back. Are you kidding me? Like, is this possible? Like, what the fuck have I signed up for? And then, like, I was talking to myself as you're doing it. When you're going through a proper pain, like immense pain, I mean, I'm popping paracetamols, I'm popping ibuprofen, nothing's fucking working, bro. They don't work against cramps. Like, I don't know why, but they don't work against cramps.
Okay, yeah.
And then basically, I was like, what? I was like, did I do something dirty? Did I like do something? Like, did I hurt someone? Do you know when I believe in karma as well, innit?
Oh, okay.
So I was like, yo, did I do something? Like,
why is this happening to me?
Why is this happening to me? And I was like thinking about like, what did I do last week? Did I upset someone? And I was just having these mad negative thoughts, bro. Because when you have negative thoughts, your body reacts to it, innit?
Yeah.
And then I feel like the only reason I dropped my water is because mentally I was in a weak position. Do you know what I mean? I just thought I've gave up. I'm like, fuck this shit. So next thing you know, you tell your body, fuck this shit. Fuck you, man. Let me take your fucking water, innit? Like, you wanna be rude like that to yourself, yeah? I'm gonna make you suffer more. And then that's what happened, innit? But then somehow I got to the top, and bro, it was such a fucking high. Like I was thinking, I was 18 in the middle of the club, drunk as fuck, telling myself that one day I'll get my shit together, and having faith in myself that one day I'll be in a position like that. And then like 2 months ago, being on top of like a mountain, which I thought was impossible. Like it's like the difference. It's crazy. You cannot restrict yourself from what you can do in life, even if
Yeah.
you're at the lowest of lows. You just don't know when your life might change upside down, because it's a mad difference in it. Like I never thought back then I would be climbing mountains. I never thought I would do skydiving. I don't know. It's like the world's, because I've overcame that. I feel like the world's like the sky's the limit. I can do whatever the fuck I want to do in it. I'll find a way,
Yeah.
and that's just like, it's beautiful. And I think that's the most beautiful thing about life, is like how you can turn your life upside down, and just like keep going. Because I'm not stopping. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm not stopping from where I started. I've got
Yeah.
like I think what you said as well. If you go through some horrible shit in your life, I think you generally have like a fire inside you to go a bit further than someone else.
100%. Yeah.
Because you're humbled to know where you started. You're like, and then you tell yourself like, what's next year gonna be? What's 5 years gonna be? You have that mentality, where somebody else who have like a kind of stable life, they might not want to achieve so much, because they'll feel like it's been calm so far. But to
Yeah.
me, I feel like I want to prove to myself, prove to the kid I was, that like I can't have those things which I thought was impossible.
Do you think there's also a kind of defiance in proving those negative thoughts wrong?
100%, 100%. No joke. I definitely believe in that. I think if you, I don't know, man. In it that,
Yeah. Like there is something to be said for that, where you have those negative thoughts, and then it's like it's almost like there's this fire in you to prove yourself wrong, and to like
that you're not a fucking loser.
yeah, exactly, bro.
100%.
Prove to yourself that you're not useless, and that you can achieve what you want to.
Yeah.
And then that kind of drives you forward.
Without
Gives you
doubt.
that, yeah. It just adds fuel to that fire, doesn't it?
Yeah. Anytime I go through like a sad time in my life, whatever, it's very rare these days. But when I do, if I just think about 5 years ago, I get so happy, because I know whatever's bothering me now is such minor shit, because
Yeah.
because of all the things that have changed and stuff, innit? Like, but you, right now, if I get upset or something, it's such a small problem. You know why? Because I've solved so many other problems that this is like maximized almost. This is like,
Okay.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
everything else is good. So yeah, it's I live a life where like I try to fix all my problems head on, and then I get to a place where I have no problems. But then that was always gonna be a problem in it. But it'll be just a easier life, because I'll know myself more. I'll be in a just more peaceful place.
Now that's amazing that you do that, because, like you were saying, it's so easy to just run away from whatever's bothering you,
Yeah.
and just kind of bury it.
Everyone listening has something that's been bothering them, but they just haven't confronted it, because of either they don't think it's as important, they don't think it's fucking like worth it, the money, the time. Like you even said counseling, how important counseling is. How many people have been through some, like, I would say I've been through some minor shit compared to other people. Other people went through so much more horrible shit, like in their childhood and stuff, and they still haven't confronted it, which is mad to me. And it's like, I think everyone should put their health first. Health is everything in it.
Yeah.
So seeing a therapist is very important to obviously be in a good mental place. Understanding what you want to be, where you want to be in 5 years, and obviously what, like have you read The Secret? You know, the book The Secret?
No.
Oh, you should read that, bro.
Talking about it, what's it about?
It's literally about manifesting. It's about how you set goals, and the only thing you're thinking about is them goals. So constantly, if you're thirsty right now, and if I just talk to you, and I talk to you for like another 2 hours,
Yeah.
eventually I'm gonna move in a direction where I get water to drink, because all I'm thinking about is water. Manifesting is almost like, if the only thing on my mind is like, um, I don't know, buying like a MacBook, that's the only thing on my mind. And everything else secondary is priority. You're almost like you're gonna move in a direction where you then have a MacBook right in front of you because you're manifesting it.
Yeah.
But you can manifest like a house, a dream car, a dream business, a dream podcast. And it's like that to me is like everything, like what you manifest. And that book Secret talks about that. And I think everyone should read The Secret. You should read The Secret because you can manifest even the small things that you want in life. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it makes so much sense. It talks about obviously like having a vision board. Have you got a vision board?
I've got
You must
I've got ideas that I write down.
write down, yeah.
Like, because a lot of the time it's just kind of fleeting, isn't it?
Mhm.
It's just sometimes you just have a thought and then you forget about it,
Mhm.
and then that's the fucking worst. You know,
Yeah.
like, fuck, what was that?
Do you know when you forget about it? I don't think you forget about it. I think subconsciously you're still thinking about it.
Yeah, but then I normally do. I kind of try and follow that, that train of thought
Mm-hmm.
where you're thinking about something, an idea, and then you kind of branch off, and then I try and see if I can follow that back, and sometimes it does work.
Yeah.
It might be like I might be watching a TV show or something, right?
Yeah.
And then I have an idea, think of something, and then I forget about it, and then but I know where I thought about it in the show, so I go back and watch it, and then it
comes back.
Then it comes back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do stuff like that.
If you like, let's say you talk about obviously improving the podcast, let's say, I think subconsciously, even if you're not thinking about it, something in your brain is thinking about it. So you could be in the middle of like watching a YouTube video, and you're not actually thinking about improving the podcast. You're just watching a YouTube video, innit?
Yeah.
And then you see something in the video, like you said, you were watching TV. It's your subconscious that tells you like, wow, that's a good idea. We should use it in the podcast. But you didn't put on the YouTube because you want to improve the podcast.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And like that's the power of like manifesting. Is your subconscious, giving you ideas to bring whatever you said into life. So having like a vision board, if you wake up every day and then you see your goals, you see the car you want, the house you're gonna get. Every day you're seeing that. Subconsciously, you're gonna move in a direction where you get those things. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And that's like the Secret kind of talks about that. Have you read The Alchemist?
I haven't, but it's on my.
That's fucking sick as well.
It's on my list. It's a novel, isn't it?
Yeah. That book is fucking powerful, bro.
Do you read a lot then?
No. I just read that and The Secret. I don't read like that. No, I just read them two books and it just stayed with me like a fucking. It's like I memorized it, man. Like,
do you like reading then, or?
I like reading books like that. If I'm honest, if there's more books like that, I'll read it. But The Alchemist is fucking. I mean, I've read it once and I still remember like each fucking scene because it literally it's instilled in my mind for some reason. Like the little stories that are in The Alchemist, you can relate to it, innit?
Okay.
It's so mad. Like it's like a movie. I was reading it. I was visualizing like it was a movie, but it's not a movie. It's a book. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a powerful book, man. It's such a powerful book. Somebody sent that to me, which is also mad, and another mad story. But somebody sent that to me when I was speaking to them on the phone. They realized that this book was going to help me, which was like, I don't know, it was powerful, man. Imagine talking to someone and they tell you like, yo, this book is going to help you.
Yeah.
And I got sent it and I've read it and then it changed my life. That was like very beautiful. Some people are just amazing in this world. I'll tell you that.
That's definitely true. There's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah. There's a lot of people that like say that they're there for you, that they'll help you. There's only a few that take action. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think the people that take action, they're the real ones, man.
Like, and I guess they've also got that undying like loyalty as well, right?
To want to help you, kind of thing. Yeah. Yeah. I always remember that though. Beautiful.
So, kind of. Well, I guess we talked about a fair bit. I
was wanting this to be like a comedy, to be honest. Do you know what I mean?
I think it's the headphones.
Yeah. Proper immersed in it. I feel like if we do part 2, man, just jokes, fuck the deep shit.
Yeah. So, after you started well, your brand.
Fifth rate.
Yeah.
Fifth rate to the world back.
Like, how's that going?
It's going good, you know.
Like, what made you want to start it in the first place, I guess?
So to me, like, this is the problem I'm dealing with at the moment, right? When I was younger, I used to give a fuck about where I looked. As in, like, I still do, but like at the time, especially for clothing, I used to love like trying to buy the fucking most expensive stuff, all this shit in it. And I had this idea of like starting like a clothing brand in it, generic, as a lot of people do in it.
Yeah.
And then as I got older, I still wanted to do it, but I realized my passion's changing because as you get older, I stopped giving a fuck about fucking dressing. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I don't care. I don't care how good my fucking outfit is and shit. And then I kind of just fell out of love with wanting the clothing brand. And then obviously recently, I realized like, again, fuck it. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But at least I've done it, kind of thing. So I kind of always stopped doing it because of the fact that I just didn't have that passion anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it happens as what you like when you're young can change when you get older.
Yeah, definitely.
And like what you like now might change 5 years later.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think if you want to start a business or a brand, whatever, you have to truly tell yourself, okay, is this something that I'll do in 5 years' time? And to me, like right now, I've just kind of put this together, like the name, all that, like I would say 3 months ago, like March, literally. And so for me, I've got a long way to go. But all the years before that, me talking about wanting to do it was like, I wanted to do it, but I didn't want to do it. I was just kind of saying I want to do it. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It fell out of like I didn't like it anymore, man. And plus, I was in a very rough spot to even think positively about anything. But now I just say fuck it, everything. I just do like whatever that I want to do when I was younger. I just do it, but in a way of like, just to have a laugh with it. Don't take it so seriously. Don't pressure yourself into fucking killing yourself. Just ease into it and take your time with it, and it's gonna come. Whatever you want in life, it's gonna eventually come. It just takes time. So with the brand, I'm trying to grow on like social media and stuff. I'm trying to like think about how to actually make this come to life properly. But I'm still on the working stages because I know one day I'll figure it out. But it's also a thing where like I'm fighting. I'm trying to get my passion back into it, kind of thing.
Fighting.
Yeah, like like trying to get back into like dressing nice and
okay.
kind of thing. Like
okay, sorry,
wanting to care about like fabrics and shit. Like,
okay, I thought you were talking about MMA or something.
No. The fuck?
When you said fighting, I thought you're trying to get back into that.
Passion's very important, isn't it? Like once you start something, you have to be passionate about something.
Yeah.
So what I did was, instead of starting a clothing brand, I did printing and I like custom printing. The design how I'm saying. I'm saying like let's go. Yeah, that was like the first kind of little business adventure I started, which was just printing on clothing, which is pretty fun.
You've never seen yourself as someone doing like a 9 to 5 kind of thing, have you?
Nah, but I've got a 9 to 5 now, but I never see myself in the future to just stick to a 9 to 5. I can't help it. You know, eventually you get to the point where you will think on new ideas, where you just force yourself in a position where you want to get out, and that's what I'm trying to do. But I never used to see myself doing a 9 to 5.
Have you always been like? Have you always had that mentality?
I did, yeah. But then when I did business in college, I knew that one day I wanted to like create like a brand.
Yeah.
And so I always kind of told myself like, this is my future. This is what's gonna happen. I would say business is not about just buying and selling. I think it's like creating something, like creating a brand. Do you know what I mean? Creating something that seemed like
almost like a legacy.
Yeah, like a legacy. You can't just be like, oh, I'm buying and selling, I'm just making money. Like,
you know what? I think you should read Steve Jobs' biography.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you'd really kind of see what it is to start a brand and build a legacy.
Yeah.
Like it's one of the best books I've read.
Yeah.
And honestly, it didn't change my life, but it changed how I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because like Apple products, right?
Yeah.
If you actually look at it, when they were doing their Intel laptops and even their phones, the hardware is actually a few generations behind.
Yeah.
If you look at Android products.
Yeah.
like the cameras, they might be like 12 or 15 megapixels or something, but then you've got Android phones which are like 30, 40, 50.
Yeah.
But the iPhone still takes a better picture, and it's you can keep adding more and more stuff, but really, what's more important is what you can take out. There's a mad story where when the iPod was being invented, right?
Yeah.
They were trying to make it as small as possible.
Yeah.
And the designers came up with a design. It wasn't, I think it was a prototype. They designed it, and he was like, "It's too big," and the designers were like, "We can't make it any smaller." And what he did was he took the prototype and put it into a pool, no, a fish tank or something, and bubbles started coming up. And he was like, "There's air inside it. There's a gap. You can get rid of those gaps," and that gave me a whole new understanding for who he is, as not just as a person but as a visionary. Because obviously Apple was like he relaunched Apple and made it into what it is today, and you can be pretty fucking sure that without him, Apple would have been a dead company.
Not at all. I fucking love Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs is like fucking Einstein in this genre. Like Steve Jobs was he had to be like the way he was. People say he was a dick. He had to be a fucking dick to fucking push his staff into becoming the best versions of themselves. And it's fucking dirty and it's like not nice. But if you want the best of the best, you have to be in a position where you have a different kind of motivation.
Yeah, 100%. Like, yeah, you've got to read that book. It's so fucking good.
I love Steve Jobs, man. He's a fucking G. I love the way, Pixar's created by him.
Yeah.
His story of like, he got sacked from Apple, right? By the Pepsi Max CEO. And then he made fucking Pixar, and he also made another company called Next or something.
Yeah, Next Computers.
Apple bought Next up.
Yeah. Apple bought Next and brought him back on.
Yeah, but then he just created Pixar. Pixar is every single animated movie is owned by Pixar, made by Pixar. And he created that. That's mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
He made Apple and Pixar. But he talked about in his speech where like he says his quote of like, you live your life like today is your last day and eventually you'll be right.
Yeah.
Like he says that and it's like mad. Like and he talks about how he all the crazy shit he did because he was upset, he was embarrassed when he got fired. Imagine creating a product. Creating a brand and you get fired. Telling the CEO is telling you to fuck off basically. And you created it. How does that make any sense in it?
Yeah.
And instead of like crying and moaning about it, he basically created another fucking company, made it a fucking competition, and he fucking came back. And like the saddest thing is he died iPhone 5 or some shit came out. I don't even iPhone 5 is when Apple just fucking shot up. And I don't think he got to see how fucking where Apple is right now, especially it's quite sad, and I wish he could see it. That he created it.
Yeah, and like his whole vision still lives on in the company in such a big way. In the book, he talks about the having like a closed loop system, right? And you can see it in all of their products. I mean, it's obviously really confined in how you can use it and everything. Like if you take this laptop apart, if you take the back off, everything's closed. You can't upgrade it or anything. And that is, I genuinely believe that's his legacy being passed down through the company. And it really is amazing to see it happen.
You can't like jailbreak it. You can't. Yeah. I think that's better like that because it's just only the product. That is what you get. You can't change it. You can't upgrade it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's what I was saying. Like even though on the iPhones the hardware's maybe like a generation or so behind, the iPhone is still a really good fucking phone.
Yeah.
And it's really that marriage of hardware and software, and it's obviously worked really well for them.
Yeah.
Like because if you look at a Windows laptop, it doesn't have the longevity of a
MacBook now. A lot of people when they say like iPhones, the Android people that say iPhones are shit, like you know what it is, and then the people tell me this as well. You bought iPhone because of hype. Like I don't know if you heard this, but people might say you got a MacBook because of hype in it. They say you get an Apple product because of hype. And I mean, it makes no fucking sense. Like, it makes no fucking sense. Like, I'm not gonna waste my money, but you know what I mean? On fucking
Yeah.
hype. I'll
Like,
spend
yeah,
money on things which will give me longevity.
yeah,
I was telling you as well. I had an iMac that I've had for like 5-6 years or whatever. It's still as fucking good as it is when I first got it. Like, you can't go wrong with Apple products in it. You just fucking can't.
yeah. I used to think that Apple was not that good,
Yeah.
but after having bought this, I'm like,
Hype,
yo,
yeah.
man,
You can't go back. Innit?
like,
You can't
yeah.
go back.
like, yeah. Generally, I can't think of like going back to fucking Windows or anything like that.
Everyone I know, most people I know have Android. And it's like, I always like, when I whip on my iPhone, I talk about like, I want to get a MacBook. Everyone's like, oh, it's fucking hype. I'm like, watch, man. If you get an iPhone, you will understand. And like, it's the thing where like, and then people say, I've had an iPhone for like a week, I didn't like it. Oh, come on, man. You gotta get used to it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the thing, and I feel like they've made the whole software, the user interface, so easy to use that it just takes time for people to kind of understand it.
Yeah. It's so simple. Like, simplicity, you know. People also, what was I gonna say? People used to say that iPhone's expensive. Have you seen the price of the Samsung phones? They're like they're now like price matching it with the iPhones now. In fact, the Samsungs are more expensive. Android used to be cheaper in it, but they're all getting more and more expensive. And iPhone's actually staying the same as it was prior. Like,
that's actually true.
Have you noticed? Like,
yeah, I didn't think of it until you said it, but yeah, you're right.
Like, an iPhone 13 each year is the same price. It doesn't go up, but an Android, it's like £50 extras. You can see it, like,
it's gone up bit by bit.
Yeah. And eventually it'll probably be the same amount. And yeah, man. I also love Steve Jobs, so when I buy an Apple product, I'm like, I have to show my fucking respect. He's a fucking genius, man.
Yeah,
he's a fucking visionary. Each one of us has like that vision element to us. We just got to bring it out somehow. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he just managed to harness it, and
yeah. I mean, he was like, I think early 20s when he started the garage with. He was in a garage with what's he called?
Steve Wozniak.
Yeah. It's mad. Mad.
It's mad how when we talk about Apple, we think of Steve Jobs, but
him as well.
Like, Wozniak doesn't get much of a mention.
I'm sure he created the Apple Watch. I don't know if you've seen the movie, but he's the one that like.
Oh, the Apple Watch was his.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay.
He came up with the idea, the concept of a watch being like a smartwatch.
Yeah.
Not a smartwatch, but like a watch that was like different to other watches. And yeah, I mean, I've got Apple Watch. I got it as a gift. But this is fucking sick, you know. You should get Apple Watch.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still on the Samsung.
Like, it's. Have you got a Samsung watch?
Yeah, no, yeah, Samsung watch and Samsung phone, but
right.
Slowly but surely I'll be entering the compound.
Yeah, man. This is actually sick though, because it measures my sleep and stuff.
Yeah.
Which is fucking sick. You get to see your heart rate and stuff.
The name Fifth Strain.
Yeah.
Is there any kind of meaning behind it?
No.
Because it's a pretty sick name.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I appreciate that.
No, it's a pretty sick name, and it's got a certain power to it.
Fifth Strain clothing.
Yeah. Like, you know what I mean? It's got a certain oomph behind it.
You know what it is? When you want to start a clothing brand, oh my god, the hardest thing is actually finding a name, because every name that you come up has been taken.
Yeah.
If you think about a general name, like let's say like right now we can talk about like Los Angeles clothing, that'll be taken. Like, you literally go and Google, there'd be a clothing brand with a name like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Every single name has been trademarked, taken. So to come up with a name is like almost impossible, which also sounds half decent. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And originally I was thinking about like put my name, my second name, whatever. I was like, allow that. I'm just gonna let me like start a brand first, not worry about perfecting it beforehand. And then I was just making a list of names, and then Fifth Strain just came out to be decent. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of went with it. I have a notion, like for so long, that I try to think too much into something and not getting anything done.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was like perfect. Oh, I gotta perfect the name. I gotta perfect my logo. I gotta do this perfectly. And then I'll spend so much time on it, and then I'll eventually just give up on it, because you're just wasting time thinking instead of just doing it and then worrying about, because I can always change the name. If I build a brand and it becomes successful and I'm like, the name is shit, I can always change it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The brand's still there.
Because you're the one building it.
Yeah, it's already built. You've got the people buying it every month. So why would I change the name constantly before even having a customer? Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
It's quite silly, and if you think about it, like the Lazy Talk, the podcast, if we get to the point where it's like massive, right? And I think about before even starting about the name shit, why the fuck would that matter? Because I can, if I've built the people watching and it's blew up, then I can always change it.
Yeah, because the people are still behind the
brand
who started it,
yeah,
right?
There you go. And it's like Facebook changed the metaverse, and at the time when I first changed, everyone was like, "Ooh, whatever." It don't matter because it has the brand. The brand has the people. The people go where the brand goes.
That's so true.
And like before we embark on a restaurant or like a, you know what I mean, a property business.
Yeah.
What the name is fucking useless. It doesn't fucking matter. It matters how good your food is. It properties. It matters how good your portfolio is. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but I was too busy thinking about the perfecting the outside bit, while people don't give a fuck about.
They care about the inside bit.
They care about what your product is.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They care about the what you've done, the actions that you've taken with that company, kind of thing, innit? I think though Apple is such a mad name, even though it's so simple, it actually represents the company. Apple is the name, so simple. The products within it as well is so simple. It's like they did it so perfectly, I think. Even Tesla is of Nikolai Tesla, electric car company. Very simple.
Yeah. Like,
the name is important though. I'm not gonna say that it's important, but you know.
But it's not the end of everything.
No, you can have the best name in the world, but your business or whatever you're doing could be shit. You can have such a banging name of a restaurant, but your food can be like garbage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, yeah. I get you.
But you can have like a horrible name of quality stuff. No one would give a fuck about the name because people go to a restaurant to have the best food in it.
So, what kind of clothing have you?
I would say, if people can see, I wear oversized clothing, heavyweight, and I want to morph it into just oversized, heavyweight cotton clothing, and just kind of go into that direction of having oversized, bringing like the old vintage style back. If you notice, like in the past, everything was baggy. I love like the baggy sweatshirts and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like bringing that back. I mean, I know there's a lot of oversized stuff. I mean, you've got oversized t-shirt in it. Do you like wearing oversized clothing?
Yeah,
is that yours or?
I know exactly what it's about. I like it.
Yeah, so I wear like a lot of oversized clothing, so I always wanted to morph it into oversized, but heavyweight. Now, a lot of oversized t-shirts are very thin. I want like a heavyweight, thick material. My original idea was to have like a sweatshirt type t-shirt.
Okay.
I remember writing it down like a few years ago. I think that was like a good concept. And like baseball jackets, like vintage baseball jackets.
Yeah.
I thought those look slick. I've got one at home, and I remember like using that as an example I remember buying it and going like, yo, that's such a sick jacket. But you know what happened? As I got older, I stopped caring about the wearing cool stuff.
Yeah.
So I've got I've got this massive like a rail.
Yeah.
With two rails, like 6 foot rail, bunch of clothes, bunch of jackets, never worn. Because I just stopped. I've just got to the point where I stopped caring about how good my attire is and shit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But those were the stuff I have in that rail were like my designs of how I was going to morph the clothing brand into it. So when Fifth Strain came out, I have to go back into that and like pinpoint what my original idea was and kind of like bring that to life. Because I know I can do it. And I'm going to have a laugh with it. I'm not going to pressure myself though. That's one thing I'm not going to do is pressure myself. It's just like, let it come naturally, innit?
What's driving you now?
What's driving me now to Fifth Strain?
Yeah.
I think I would say one thing. So right now, the t-shirt I have on, I think that the feeling of like wearing your own shit. It's pretty dope, innit? Like, imagine
that is a pretty sick sick way to think.
yeah,
Yeah,
like when you go out, you're wearing your own shit. That's sick. I would love that idea of like, I don't know, you created it and you're repping it. That excites me. You know what I mean? That
yeah,
excites me. Like these socks I got on, Adidas socks. Imagine if they were Fifth Strain socks. That would excite me. Just having things that you're repping, that's just your brand only.
yeah.
And I think that is like, instead of wasting money on like Nike, Adidas, you waste money on samples for your own brand. That's sick, innit?
That's
Because people
that's
spend a lot of
pretty
money
cool.
on clothes, but they can spend the same amount of money getting a sample for their own brand.
Is that something I feel like I get this from you, that you want something of a legacy. Like, you want to build something, not just like for 1 year or 5 years into the future, but
Nah.
you want something that lasts a lifetime.
Yeah. I want to leave something behind in it. Like,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? I want
yeah,
to create something where like it's still alive, whatever you do, and no matter what happens, it's like, I don't know. You lived a life where like you did something that it's not even that I show people, man. Like even just the feeling you would get if you're wearing your own shit. You know what I mean? Imagine like you have your own type of watch. You
yeah.
would like, you'd be like, yo, you're seeing this watch. Even if you have like zero sales, the feeling of knowing you see this
That
fucking
you
watch.
created
This
something.
is my watch. You know what I mean? That is exciting. That is like everyone can relate to that as well. And like, you know, when you bake a cake and it's fucking sick cake, you want to show everyone in it because I fucking did that. It's the same thing with a business or whatever. You're like, I don't know. I was speaking to like somebody that owns a restaurant, and I was asking him like, yo, when you go in with your wife and kid, are you not excited that when you sit down, you're looking around like, yo, this is my shit? And he was like, yeah, but sometimes I get annoyed because they bring too much food. Do you know what I mean? But like ideas like that, when you walk in somewhere, it's yours. That's pretty fun, man. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's so cool to think about. I never thought of it until
yeah,
you said it, but you're
like
you're absolutely right.
you walk into your house,
Yeah,
you look around, the people that you've got are paying you rent. That's not theirs, but you walk in, you know, this is mine.
yeah, yeah.
It's like that feeling. Like every time we go to a restaurant, we sit down, we just eat the food and go in it. Imagine walking in and you see the staff, you're paying them wage. You look around, everyone, like, I don't know, it's just a vibe in it. Like you sit with your family
Right.
and
That's so
and you're
cool
like,
though, isn't it?
it just be sick, man. Like it's not just about money. You've created something cool, and then also when you see the smiles of other people eating the food, you create that.
Yeah,
That's sick, innit? That's sick.
that's actually so
You're
cool.
creating jobs for people. That's also sick. You're making them happy. That's also sick. You know what I mean? Like, I think business is more than just money, man. There's also so many people that can benefit from it in a nice way,
Yeah,
in an inspiring way. Like when I speak to the guy who owns a restaurant, it inspires me. You know, it inspires me to want to do something like that. You know, um, when I watch podcasts, I'm inspired. You know, everything's not just about them making money. Like people are inspired by stuff. People are inspired by your podcast. What we speak about can be inspiring to people. There's like a lot more than just creating it for cash, even though that's a bonus. But you
yeah.
know,
I think when you do something for yourself and because it's something that you want to do,
Mhm.
the things like making money off of it and all of that. I mean, obviously it'd be cool to make money off it, but that kind of falls to the bottom of the pile.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
100%. I feel like money. I need money to pay for your bills and all that to get rid of the stress. That's what I said. Like I've got a goal of like passive income I want, where I can just quit my job. But I know after that, getting that, I can just create anything I want after,
Yeah,
and it won't be
100%.
for money because then I've got the passive income to pay for everything.
Yeah,
So whatever business I do after that, I won't care about the money. It would just be strictly about making it come to life, making something cool. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So I'm envious of like The Rock. He's in a position where money's not a problem. So when he creates like the tequila brand, the um, the energy drink, he's having fun with it, bro, because he doesn't need money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
These people, they're just having fun. Like, let me start a tequila brand. That's all. I don't need money. I've got fucking millions in the bank. Why the fuck does he need more money? He's just creating stuff. And the bonus, because he does it in a very positive way, because he's not stressing about money constantly, innit?
Yeah.
So when it comes to investing 10 million down, he doesn't care. He's like, yeah, here you go. I've got 100 other millions in the bank. So when he puts that 10 million in, he does it so chill and relaxed. The company blows up because he does it in a nice, cool way.
Yeah.
And same with his Zoa energy drink. It's blowing up. And I love people like that because they're creating stuff. And it's just like, the money's a bonus to them because they know they don't need any more money. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Have you always had this creative streak to you, even when you were growing up?
Nah, I don't know. I don't think so. I think I always like I did always watch YouTubers and see what they were doing, and I was always like kind of wanting something similar.
Did you mess around with like making like YouTube videos and stuff when you were young?
I did a YouTube video like 3 years ago.
Okay.
I did like I actually speak about like starting like clothing brand kind of thing. It was 3 years ago. I did 2 videos and I kind of just let it go. But I always wanted to do something something creative. You know, I don't know what the fuck it was. I'm not talented or anything. And I'm not saying I haven't created anything as of yet, fucking, which is sick. But I know eventually, like, I am going to create something which is gonna be decent. But I've taken so many L's as well, though. Fuck me. I did a YouTube video and I started it and I stopped after like a month.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I took a big L because I was like all fucking like going for it and all this shit. And then I just decided to stop. I was like, fuck this ain't it for me.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't ready. But I didn't stop. I didn't go, oh, fuck. I decided to start the fucking podcast and fucking like say, fuck it again. Let's go again, second go. But not second go because you know your L's and only you know your fucking L's.
Yeah.
No one else fucking knows your L's. So like, if you know what it's like to take an L and come back, you're going to do it again once you take another L.
Yeah.
Because it's like second nature, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it's just that feeling or like knowing that no matter how tough things get, you can get back up and keep going.
No matter what. You know what I love though? Do you know Logan Paul? He's a fucking sick example of someone in this generation coming back from L's.
Yeah, 100%.
Because that Tokyo video should have been the end of his fucking career. This geezer is a fucking genius, you know. He's like, I think he's going to be a billionaire in the future. But yeah, that video should have been like, he should have just stopped right there and then. Do you know like people like Sam Pepper? Remember Sam Pepper?
Yeah. You don't even hear about him anymore, do you?
Remember that video you did, the prank, where he tried to pretend to kill someone?
Yeah.
After that, I don't know if you remember, but you don't even hear about people like that anymore because they do something stupid like that. Nobody gives a fuck about them after. Like Joe Weller, I mean, he's alright, but he used to be popping back in the day.
I've heard of him as well.
Yeah, so Joe Weller, he lost the KSI, yeah, boxing fight.
Yeah.
And after that, he's never been the same since. But he's okay, but he's never been the same since because an L can get to people. Taking a loss like that can get to people. And Logan Paul going through that fucking loss and still coming back fighting KSI, losing that fight and still going back fighting Floyd Mayweather, like
the greatest boxer of all time. Yeah.
Like this guy is mad. He's on a mission. People like that on a fucking mission. They don't let the scenario at that moment determine their future.
No.
They just fucking use it as fuel to come back even stronger. And like, imagine like something like Tokyo, what happened to him. Imagine that happened to you, that the whole world tells you you're a fucking moron, that you should fucking die for what you just did. Publicly, innit? How the fuck do you come back from that, bro? I'll get upset if one person told me, yo, your podcast is fucking shit. I'll be like, yo, chill. Imagine like the whole world telling you that what you're doing, what you've done is fucking stupid and I hope you fucking die. And to still come back, that's pretty mad, isn't it?
That is crazy, isn't it? And he talks about it as well, the people that kind of stood behind him. And did you see him on Flagrant?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
He talks about how that changed him and coming back from that.
Did you hear him talk about True Geordie, where The Rock disappointed him?
Yeah, I thought that was quite
sad.
Yeah, that was quite sad. I mean, I guess like, what do you do in that situation, right? Like, because The Rock's kind of built something up, and then I think what's more kind of sad and almost two-faced is just him hitting him back again like nothing happened.
If you notice as well, Logan Paul, he still feels that pain. So when he messaged him and the way he was describing it, he still feels that till this day, even though he's obviously doing bits now, that moment in his life, he's never going to forget it. He's bounced back from the L, but you can tell even then, like when he was saying about it, you could tell that he was really upset.
It's in his mind, isn't it?
It's in his mind. Even if he tries to forget it, he knows that period in his life was fucked. Like only like he would understand that though.
Yeah.
But it was sad though when I was listening to that and he was saying like he was like his hero in it.
And fuck yeah, he did say that's
imagine
so deep.
Imagine like being asked to remove all the videos that you have with your hero because of what you just did, and it's like that's gotta hurt. You've already got the whole world telling you to fuck off and like, you know what I mean, and like, but he's doing bass now though, man. Like he's got his own I don't know if you know like the NFT project that he does and stuff.
Yeah.
He's getting a lot of people buying into it as well.
Yeah,
it's mad.
Like him and his brother.
Yeah, Jake Paul as well. Yeah, they've got a mad feel to them, man. People hate on them, but they're doing bits, man. They're doing bits.
Yeah, I mean, not gonna lie, I think the people hating on them, they're just jealous.
I don't think they get it. Yeah,
like, I think it's because they aspire to be that, and obviously, like, you're already seeing like on in social media and Insta and all of that, you're already seeing them flex and the good times. Like obviously, to get there, they've worked
100%
insanely. You know, after Jake Paul won his boxing fight, he said he went on holiday and he hasn't taken a holiday ever till then. Like Logan Paul as well.
Yeah.
Like they've worked non-stop to get where they are.
Crazy work ethic.
Like you can't help but admire that work ethic in someone that young as well.
Because once you get money, you can stop your work ethic. You don't.
Yeah.
People like them, money isn't the driving force. To them, it's just like the next thing, the fucking next thing. It's like, why would he fight KSI and decide to then fight Floyd Mayweather? Like, you must be deluded in your head. You've got all the money in the world. Like, why would you want to go up again?
It's that grind, isn't it?
It's a mentality where like I don't know, man. I don't know how to describe.
Keeping on pushing yourself.
To the fucking limits. There's like, he could have fought so many other people, but Floyd Mayweather, what the fuck? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that is like so mad. People don't realize how mad that is. That is fucking crazy. He's a fucking YouTuber. He's a YouTuber that fought Floyd Mayweather in a boxing fight. And he did WWE. You see that? That was mad.
And Logan Paul didn't get knocked out either, did he?
No.
He went the distance. Wait, was it distance or stoppage?
No, it went distance. 8 rounds.
Even that, actually, fucking hell.
Sky's the limit, innit?
Yeah.
It's not just like you doing the podcast. You're not going to limit yourself to just the podcast. Like you can do all the fuck you want if you put your mind to it, innit?
Yeah, I think
like, that to me is interesting, man. But you know what the maddest thing is though? These people, they look like they're having crazy times. I think it's all perception. They only show that on purpose, I think, to make the opponents or whatever seem like they're like not in the grind.
Yeah,
but
like it could
I
be
think
that,
behind cameras,
it's non-stop hard work.
Non-stop grind. Yeah. They seem so chilled in interviews. They seem like uppy and stuff. Bro, I guarantee you behind cameras they're fucking grafting.
Must be.
Because I think showing that is a bit like, sometimes you don't want to show that, innit?
Yeah.
You want to just keep that to yourself so people don't really, people underestimate you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sometimes you want people to underestimate you, so when you do something new, they're like, where the fuck did that come from? Kind of thing. So then, like, if you're always showing that you grind, people expect you to do bits in it.
Yeah.
But if you just keep it quiet and you do something massive, people are like, fuck, where the fuck did that come from?
That's true.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think they kind of do it on purpose, but who knows?
Well, we've been recording for like an hour and a half.
Shit.
Should wrap up?
Yeah, let's wrap up, bro.
But no, I'm loving what you're doing with the brand and the podcast. I
appreciate that, man.
Fucking hope it blows up.
Yeah, that's cool. I hope your podcast too, man. I hope this is like a nice podcast.
Just keep going in it.
Yeah.
But no,
Sky's the limit, man. Sky's
Yeah.
the limit.
but no, thanks for doing this.
Appreciate that. No
All
problem.
right, bye guys.
See you later. It's just gonna be on YouTube.
Yeah, I'll be putting this on
Oh well,
YouTube.
fucking subscribe and we're gonna share it on Lazy Talk.
Yeah,
All that.
like, share, subscribe, the whole 9 yards.
Let's go.
All right.
Peace.